So it's the day after the wash of the Jeep, and today we have our very own Tiguan. Now it is going in for an MOT and service, so today is just a bit of a MOT and service prep. Now, as with the UK weather, you never know if it's going to rain or just remain very windy. Again, I do apologise about any wind noise, but no matter what, the minimum we need to do today is the interior, so we're going to focus a bit more on that than we are the exterior this time. So let's get cracking. So, as mentioned, this car is very, very filthy. We haven't cleaned it for a fair few months. Normally we would like to give the exterior a good clean, but really today is just more of a maintenance. Reason being, the interior is what we would deem as absolutely awful. And as you can see, it needs a good clean. We do use this vehicle for everything, so we do a lot of sea fishing, or beach fishing should I say, and a bit of metal detecting as well. So this car is used a hell of a lot for off-roading style dirt. So again, super dirty on the back. And yeah, needs a good clean. So without further ado, let's get cracking and get this cleaned up, ready for its MOT and service. Interior is now complete. Now we did want to do the exterior, but realistically time is running out. My other half has work and every now and then we get dripped on. I know it doesn't actually look like it, but the sky is not looking that good. So the exterior can wait. Yeah, for now, interior MOT service is done. Then once we get some nice weather and it's stopped being an absolute hurricane, then we can crack on and do the rest of it. Okay, so it's been a few days since we did the interior. I didn't know if I was going to put the two videos together, which I still may do. If you're seeing this bit, then I have put the two together. So we're now on to the exterior. The interior has been deep cleaned and it looks nice and shiny and new in there. We have since had the MOT and service. The MOT passed with flying colours. So without further ado, let's get onto the exterior and get this dirty wagon clean. As you can see, some fresh bird droppings which are going to be removed with this exterior wash. I haven't decided if I'm going to be doing a voiceover throughout or if I'm going to talk my way through the video. But without further ado, let's get cracking on this beast. Okay, so starters, as I said, this car is really filthy. So we're just going to give it some Yum Citrus straight out the bottle around the bottom half of the car. We're just going to, best practice, shall I say, we're just going to start by giving the lower half and the fresh bird droppings some citrus. Going to get up in the wheel arches as well. I said this stage is just purely taken off most of the dirt, which in England, or should I say the UK, we get a lot of salt on the roads, which this will have plenty of salt on the paintwork. So this is, as I said, best practice. It's almost like a pre-wash wash, getting most of the bits off. Now normally you just do this and then put foam over the top. But I'm just going to give this 2 hits just because of how filthy it is. We're going to have to work super fast just because the sun's on the paintwork and we obviously don't want this to dry on the paint. So we're just going to quickly do the other side, rinse it off, and then we'll come back to you. Okay, so as you can see, there's a few bits of bird poo that just will not come off with a first pre-rinse. So we're just going to give it an extra time just to dwell with that Yum Citrus and just see how much that comes off just with the citrus alone. So as you can see, there's already been a significant amount of bird droppings that have just been taken off just by me spraying a bit of Yum Citrus over it. So we're going to give it a minute and then we're just going to rinse it off and see how it does. Okay, we've left it for a bit to dwell, so let's see how much it takes off with now a pressure washer. And there you go, pretty much all gone. I mean, that's what I love about this Yum Citrus. I think it's now my new favourite. Okay, so I do apologise about any background noise. I've got neighbours that also want to clean their car. It's quite funny because it's now battle of the car cleaning. But anyway, let's get cracking with this wheel. So first off, we're just going to give the tyre a good spray, take off any dirt and old dressing. Then we're going to spray over some Yum wheels. So that's the Yum wheels used. Now what we're going to do is just use this big old brush for a good clean. Obviously we want this tyre to be completely free of any contaminants that may cause the dressing not to sit properly. Now, Yum cars do have hopefully a tyre brush coming out soon, but unfortunately for now this will have to do. Right, so that's the tyre done. We're just going to give these spokes a good clean. So again, we've got a wheel willy from Yum Cars, made by the original wheel willy company. So we get into the barrel, get all those loose bits of dirt. This one I'm just using the medium sized one because it fits perfectly in my cracks. Okay, so now I've got, again, another wheel face brush from Yum Cars. Give the alloys a good going over on the face of it. Just activate that foam again. Now for this one, obviously I've got a wheel cover over it. I would normally take that off, but this is only a quick detail based on weather and work commitments. So we're just going to use this just to give the spokes a good going over. Now it's time for the rinse off. Okay, just because this tyre was very dirty, I'm just going to give it another hit of the undress. Obviously now it shouldn't be very dirty. If anything, it should be quite white and foamy. So there we go, nice and clean. Another rinse off. And that's the first wheel done. Now we're going to get on with the other 3 wheels. I won't show you on camera what that is. Exactly the same principle, all 4 tyres and wheels. So let's get cracking before it starts raining. Okay, so that's the wheels all done. We're now on to the citrus again. So I'm just going to give all the bad areas another squirt. And then we're going to get onto the foaming, which I know everyone's favourite part. This is the ideal way to use this Yum citrus, is obviously under the Yum foam. Okay, let's get foaming. I would just also like to point out, that's what's left of doing the Jeep that we did in the previous video. So that is the car all foamed. Now, because the sun's now gone in, it obviously gives us a little bit more time for this to dwell, and obviously with how dirty it was, we do want to let it dwell for as long as possible. So I'll catch you when you start rinsing it off. We've let it dwell for a few minutes, so now it's time for the rinse off, and then we will refoam again with a foam and wash combination, and then it's time for the contact wash. But let's get cracking getting this suds off now. Now the reason why I try to go from bottom to top is how I am thinking is, as I'm moving my way up, product is also then dripping down, so it does get that little bit more bite and is able to take the dirt right off the car before the contact wash. And after this, we're going to, as I said, refoam it, which again gives it that little bit more lubrication when we are, as I said, doing that contact wash. Car is now rinsed off slightly, there's still a few suds on there, but we're not going to worry about that. So next up is we're going to foam it with, in here we've got Yum Wash with a tiny bit of foam just to give it that little bit more lubricity, ready for the contact wash. Okay, so as I said, I do apologise about any background noise. It is Battle of the Car Washes, as I said at the beginning of this video, which I think I'm definitely winning, as the bodywork was done first and now the wheels are being done, which obviously is not how you do it. So let's get cracking with the contact wash, and as you can see, my lovely assistant is going to do the contact wash for me because she's getting very bored and has nothing to do. So Hayley, off you pop. Hayley, straight lines. Huh? Remember, straight lines. And don't go over the same spot. Oh, right. And try to do like the top half before you do the bottom half. You can't kill me whilst the camera's on. Yes, I know plenty of you are probably thinking, well, if you've got that much to say, do it yourself. However, my other half does get bored of me washing the car, so this is a little bit of a give back to the community and let her help out, which I'd rather it done properly than, than as she was doing it, which missed bits. Ah, dear. Anyway, crack on with the time lapse. Now, I'd also like to point out that this car, over the last few months, when we have been out of lockdown and been able to go out, we have been beach fishing, we've been metal detecting, and both of those, well, the metal detecting themselves, we've actually been off-roading, as it were, with this car, and still hasn't washed it. When we knew we were going to start filming these types of videos, we knew we wanted to get this as dirty as possible, just to show you how clean we can get it. Now, with the beach fishing side of things would have been more of the interior side, which got dirty, which will be at the beginning of this video. As I said, I don't know if we are actually going to do this in one video or we're going to split it into two separate ones. I'd probably say do it in one video, just because the interior never really is a long video itself. So enjoy some more time lapse. Now, I would also like to point out that this isn't my car, this is her car, so this is also another reason why I get her to do the contact wash. My car is a Focus ST, which you will see on the channel at some point. I just need to give it a good clean, and then I'll introduce you to the car, which the clean I may video or just so it gives some more content, but for now, enjoy other people's cars being washed. We will at some point give this another maintenance wash, or shall I say a prep for a ceramic coating, because I've seen there is a ceramic coating that you can do which dries within at least 4 hours, which obviously we've got a carport, so the car can stay under there in the dry until the coating has aired off and is ready for its use. So enjoy some more time lapse. Contact wash is now complete. Now the good thing about Yum Wash is that if it dries on the paint, as soon as you use a pressure washer, it reactivates and does not leave any dry spots or watermarks, shall I say. So I'm going to give this a good thorough rinse off now, then it's onto the dry-in, bit of protection, a bit of dress on the tyres, and we'll be done. So enjoy this time lapse. Now there is one big difference with this rinse off. What I'm going to do is take the little nozzle off this just to give it a gentle flow, just because you want to get into all these cracks where some soap suds may still be. Obviously if you put pressure into these cracks, then obviously it's just going to start refoaming and you're just going to be a lost cause. So just a gentle flow. And as you can see, some soap suds came out the bottom there, so we know it's working. That's the car all thoroughly rinsed off now, so it's now time for the dry-in. Now we're going to have a combination of drying towel and detailing spray, and we're also going to use the little air dryer that I bought. It's absolutely crap, but for like 20 quid on Amazon, it does the job slightly. Hence the reason why we do go round with a drying towel and the detailing spray. So as you can see, there is no protection on this paintwork, and to be fair, we would normally put some protection on there. So today we're going to be using some ceramic spray like we did on the Jeep, but further down the line we will be doing this wash again, stripping it completely and putting some ceramic coating on there. We do have some Yum wax which I'll use on my Focus. It being a black car, it will show you how glossy it does make it. But let's get cracking with this drying as time is running out. Okay, so as I mentioned, to dry this thing, we're going to use some Yum detailer. We're just going to spritz the wet paint. I'll hook that onto my front pouch. And then we're just going to dry the car with the drying towel. And not only will that also negate any scratches based on obviously this being quite lubricant, it just means that we dry the car the best possible way. So I'm going to crack on with this and I'll get back to you with how we use the air dryer. Okay, so this is the air dryer that I use. I will not link it in the description below. If you want to go over to my Instagram and DM me, and I'll try and find the link for it, but I would not really recommend this just because this keeps popping off and no one likes your knob end popping off. Now this does work better when there's a bit of protection on the paint, But this also then gets all the little bits of water that you may have missed in all the little nooks and crannies. We normally only use this on the wheels just because, as I said, this bit does just pop off and we don't want to just inflict any damage to the paint that we don't need to. Whilst I have Hayley drying the car, I am going to go ahead and just kill a bit of time and just add some Yum ceramic while she's doing that. So I've got my brand new utility towel, I've got a plush in my pocket just ready to buff off the residue that this has. So I'm just going to light spritz, just up and down, get all the coverage you can. And it's already flashing off, but what I'm then going to do is get my plush towel and just give it a buff. And I'm just going to do this all around the car until it is satisfyingly shiny, and then we'll get back to you for the next step. So we have treated all the glass with some Yum glass to give it a good wash, and now we're going to treat the windscreen and all the remaining glass with some Yum Glass Plus. This stuff is awesome. My ST has it on at the minute, so it's now time to give the Tiguan some. So in the pack you get an applicating pad with Yum Cars on the back, and you get the product itself in a lovely little glass bottle, which, attention to detail, is everything for me. So what we're going to do is put a few drops on the applicator, and then we're going to work in small sections at a time. So we're just going to up, down, make sure we've got a nice even coverage. And then we give that 60 seconds, and I'm going to grab my fresh utility towel, and then we're just going to give it a spritz. And it's already flashing off anyway, and then that's one part of the windscreen treated. So I'm obviously not going to bore you, I'm going to do the rest of the glass and then we'll get back to you. Okay, we're now on to the final stage of the quick wash of the Tiguan. So we're now on to the dressing stage. So we're going to dress all the plastic and the tyres with Yum Dress and their Hex application pad. This is going to be my other half's job because it's again something that she enjoys doing. So over to Hayley. So first of all, this is a brand new pad, so we've just primed it up, ready for this application. And we normally start with the tyres and then we move our way around to the plastics on the vehicle. By priming the pad, you just need to do a few dots into the sponge and then just crease them all together, and the sponge will then soak up all the dress that we put on. So that is the wheel complete. We're just going to crack on with the rest of the wheels and the actual plastics of the car, and then we'll get back to you. car is complete. So as I said, this was supposed to be a quick wash that's taken probably about 3 or 4 hours, but that's what happens when you film everything. But that's everything all coated for now. As I said, this car will be going through a ceramic coating at some stage, and obviously that does mean a machine polish, which again will be filmed. But otherwise, that is the Tiguan complete. So the next video will be an introduction to my ST, followed by the wash that I did pre the introduction. I'm really excited just to walk around the ST with you, tell you all the jobs that's going to be coming. Again, I'm not a mechanic. I would pay people to get it done properly. My forte is more cleaning cars, but obviously the more cars I clean, the better I get at it. And there are a few things mechanical wise that I will try myself. But otherwise, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, give me a like, subscribe for some more car washing content and some other car content in there somewhere as well. Don't forget to share with your friends if you feel this is something that they would enjoy as well. Get me to that 100 subscriber mark. That is the next goal of mine. In my subscription will also be a link to all the products that I used today, and also in the description will be my Instagram. Go give me a follow on there. That will keep you up to date with all my latest ongoings and a little update on where I'm going with the car and all the videos I'll be filming. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next video. Stay safe.